So the buzz stick is not actually a stick. You provide that. I found a stick and I wired this together. All I did was zip tie this whole thing on here, the sensor, the speaker, and the connecting electrical wire, and I just zip tied this all in a nice little tight package. You can use a broom handle or whatever you want to use. But the reason you want this on a stick, it makes it very handy to reach in all kinds up to the ceiling, around the room, behind furniture, and you can tell where there are problems. You do that by just simply turning on a simple volume switch on the side. And for instance, this was made to be originally a speaker phone for a phone that did not have a speaker. And we got a phone here, and so we can actually amplify that phone just like that. We'll do a little call here. And
thank you for testing the 911 notification feature. A test notification has now been sent to your...
So the telephone speaker is just simply emitting electromagnetic frequencies, and this amplifies them. So anytime you get any kind of a frequency exposure, you'll hear something. And for example, if you have a simple transformer plugged into a house line like this, you might be charging some batteries. You're going to get readings off of that, and there'll be something coming off of that you might want to clean up. You don't want a whole lot of these things around your desk, and one hazard is your sleeping area, where you'll have some kind of phone charger or battery pack or a cordless phone or something. Well, this transformer alone is exposing you to some frequencies while you sleep, and that's the worst place you can be exposed to this. Your body is trying to rejuvenate for the next day, and you're telling all the cells to shut down and go into crisis mode when that's in your sleeping area. And the interesting thing is, watch what happens to this cable. This is just the AC cable that's plugged in. It's an extension cord, but I've got EMF all the way down that cable, and that goes all the way down. And so if that cable was wrapped under my bed or around the room near my sleeping area, I'd be getting exposed. I'll show you what happens when we unplug that transformer, and there's nothing. So that transformer is causing all of that, and it rides way back up on the lines. Way down as far as you want to go. You'll get dirty electricity out of that. So this thing is very handy, but it's just the first read when you go into a room and you reach around and you find out where your problems are. This identifies electromagnetic frequencies that you cannot see. They're in the wiring in the walls. It's in the pipes underneath the floor. And so this thing will tell you where to start looking, and then you take your more accurate meter and you see what's really going on and what you need to do to fix that.
And the reason why we call it a buzz stick is because when you turn it on and put the sensor here in the presence of a magnetic field, it buzzes. Now this gives you a qualitative indication of where magnetic fields exist in a house, from current on a water pipe, as we have here, or a wiring error, and you can actually trace where that circuit goes or where the pipe and grounding conductor go in order to determine where the source is and where you have to mitigate or fix the problem. And this is used in conjunction with the electrosmog meter, which measures milligauss or microtesla of magnetic field exposure. So this gives you the quantitative amount of magnetic field exposure in microtesla or milligauss, whereas the buzz stick gives you the qualitative presence of a magnetic field exposure. So once you have determined that you have a magnetic field with the buzz stick, then you can take your Gauss meter, the electrosmog meter, and you turn it on. And again, it defaults to radio frequencies first, so you press the top button twice to get from the gross to the sensitive magnetic field exposure level. And then if you put this down over this known source of magnetic field exposure, you can actually see it goes up into the red. So, and you can read the level. So this is an actual way of measuring the amount of magnetic field exposure that you have, whereas the buzz stick tells you where it is and where it goes.
Now, the buzz stick is a fairly rudimentary electromagnetic field measuring device. Things could be missed. If you have people in your environment who are electromagnetic sensitive, who are in poor health, who are in any weakened state, it is a good idea to get more sophisticated metering and really measure the exact exposures and determine what has to be done to protect health and safety. We do have meters for that at emfhelpcenter.com.